takes on rednecks at a well-known bar in town. The only way to defeat them? Obviously, naked Tai Chi.
Here we are, back at the bar for
Boom.
episode 8, season 2.
Wow.
Fun play video. Back here at a bar for a movie in a bar. Perfect setting.
Yep.
As we discussed, number 93, and we're wishing away 70.
Yeah.
Number 93 on your list of your favourite 100 movies of all time. I thought, as we're down to 93, I'll do a little bit of an introduction to the pod because we don't do that usually. But we are actually going through your 100 favourite films of all time.
Yes.
Going through each of the films, having a little look at them, and then playing an epic Top Trumps style game where we compare your film at number 93 to my film at number 93. Obviously, all pods are available anywhere you get your podcast. So, if you want to go back and listen to number 93 in last season, that's fine. You can do that.
Leave a comment for me. I'll tell you which ones to listen to.
It's not behind any paywalls. We're all about making sure that our audience has access to the content that they want.
Until someone gives us a check, and then we're not.
Until we really need the money, and then we will definitely
never sell out. No, never sells out. Oh yes, we've sold out.
Everyone has a price, or do they?
Yes,
they don't in this film.
That would be lesson number 4 in this film. It's just 3 things.
We'll get on to the lessons. We'll definitely get on to lessons. So, at number 93 on your list, obviously the naked Tai Chi gives it away a little bit.
Yep.
But we've got Roadhouse.
We have the
starring
OG.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor.
No.
Oh no, wait.
Definitely not that one. Wait, I'm sure that's good for others. That's a different generation. I watched half of it and it wasn't for me, but I'm sure if other people like it, good luck to you. But this is the OG with the hardest and most attractive man of the 80s.
That's a bold claim. We definitely need to
probably the most attractive man, maybe not hardest, but he does do Tai Chi. I don't know if you've seen the ads recently, Andy, but if you do a little bit of Tai Chi walking, you can look ripped. It's definitely not AI.
I seem to be getting served the same ads. Tai Chi for over 50s. I'm like, well, look at my profile. I'm not even 50. Why are you serving me these ads?
They just know that you can reach that same 8-pack that guy has. It's great that he just walks around everywhere, out in the street. He's like in the podcast office, studio, everywhere. He's just like, when you do Tai Chi, you don't feel the cold, so you don't need a shirt.
Well, we'll get on to shirts and not wearing them, and choice of shirts in this film as well. There's some banging. There's some bangers, but Roadhouse. Why? What do you remember? What did you remember from it? Why did it go on the list?
Yes,
is this a perennial favorite? Always going to be on there?
It was always going to be on there for sure. I mean, we've discussed Swayze before in the podcast. It's almost like one of those things. Is it like the Kurt Russell effect where he's just cool and he's just amazing, or is it like 40 Towers where he just had enough really good films and then obviously sadly passed away, and so like it was perfect? I don't know. I mean, I feel like we missed out. I feel like there could have been some absolute crazy awesome films that he could have been in, but I remember this film. I mean, I wanted to put it in, but I was like, I think it's got to be quite low though, because I think I remember it being a bit slow, not really having much story, and just thinking it's a bit weak. I remember Swayze being amazing, obviously, as he is always. But just maybe not too much substance to it. I think that was like the main thing. I thought, it's pretty good, but I don't think there's really much to it, I think is my original thought, which is why I had it at 93. So classic 80s. So you've got to have it in there, and it's Swayze. But maybe just a bit light on the story. So, that was before I rewatched it. That was my pure memory.
I mean, this is almost a perfect one for you, but you're like, well, I don't really remember the storyline. Well, actually, you do. There is no storyline.
Yeah. It is. It's fun. It's very. I listened to the Rewatchable podcast. I know you listen to it as well, and obviously they talk about this, and you do really see that it's very influenced by that sort of Western films. Those Clint Eastwood films where he just comes into a random town and just saves the town. It does have that feel.
Yeah.
But I think obviously we'll get into it, but it definitely does feel like that. I won't give too much more away until we get your one-word reaction.
Well, yeah, no. So, funnily enough, I hadn't seen this before, like last year. I watched it for the first time last year when I heard about the remake.
Why have you been wasting your time putting together a terrible top 100 films and you haven't even seen Roundhouse? Why? How did this not come up? How did we not stop the pod immediately and watch it live?
There's always films. The amount of people that I talk to, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe you've not seen that film," and you're like, "There's a lot of films. I haven't seen them all. I don't think I'm at. I don't think I'm at 10%.
You're wasted 2.5 hours on Yee when you could be enjoying a delightful 2 hours of Roadhouse. Wow. So what did you think then watching it in 2024? I mean, I guess you have the nostalgia of the 80s, so you can appreciate it. But yeah, what did you think?
Yeah, I think like very, very 80s. I think is kind of thing, and we'll definitely get into that. But the funny thing is, you can sort of watch it with a sort of and just sort of laugh through it, because you're just like you recognize all the themes and all the tropes and stuff like that, don't you? So it's sort of I think like me watching it now with my frame of reference of the 80s is very different to like Woody or Freddie, or like a 20-year-old watching it now. You're just going to be like, this is just bizarre. And you're like, no, you've got to go back and study your 80s films, and then you will realize that this is very much part of the genre.
You don't start with Roadhouse, you end with Roadhouse.
So I always got this confused with. So I had seen a film where Patrick Swayze beats up someone and throws them out of what I thought was a bar, but dressed as a woman. So I think I always got this confused with Tu Wong Fu.
Oh wow, yes.
And kind of thought that, and so
Very
thought
different.
that because it. Well, yeah, but there's just like that one image I had of him dressed up as a woman, and he like tricks the man who's beating up another woman, and so then he beats him up, even though the man thinks that he's a woman, and so I always had that image that I remembered that, and I thought that was Roadhouse. So I always kind of thought that maybe I'd seen Roadhouse, but I just couldn't remember it. So that's why I kind of never went through it. And then after I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, no, this is completely different. And then kind of realized that it was Tu Wong Fu, which is also a really funny video and funny film. Obviously Patrick Swayze and
Wesley Snipes.
Also Wesley Snipes.
Never think that.
So
right?
so it was
completely different movie for those two.
It'd be interesting to watch that again now, whether it stands up to modern sensibilities.
Yeah.
But I remember that it actually was that they played it. Yeah, they played it quite well. But so I kind of always thought that I'd seen it, but I couldn't remember it. So then when I watched it, I was like, oh no, I've just not seen anything.
Yeah,
I've never seen anything like this.
No.
So
we've got to get into it.
So, what drink What drink are you dishing up?
Yeah.
We're at one bar. They're at the
Well, I mean, just for this one, it has to be. It's just quick and clear, and it moves on. It's got to be a beer. It's just any beer in a brown bottle. Moved on, drunk. That's it.
Nice. Yeah. The only addition I had was a dirty glass. It's got to be a beer in a dirty glass. Yeah. Maybe peanuts still in the shell. And just eat the peanuts and then just throw the shell on the floor.
Exactly. It definitely. I was thinking about this. You could do some other like cocktails or stuff. And I'm like, no. It just has to be, just like you said, dirty beer, basically. Yeah, just like
Yeah.
Cold, but it could be anything. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just nice and simple.
Yeah. So
yeah, one word reaction on this. I've just gone with madness.
Yeah.
I think it's just, this film is
Brilliant.
just completely mad. It's just, I couldn't decide whether it's half an hour too long or an hour too short. And I think it's either, you either need to just cut out a load of the subplots and a few of the scenes, or you need to explain those subplots. And
I think that's what makes it so good.
Some of the scenes.
I mean, it's when he starts at the beginning, right? So I know we talk about this many times about superhero movies and, the three different types. And obviously the first type is the origin story. Well, this is how you bypass an origin story. You go, oh, who's that? Oh, it's Dalton. Dalton? Oh my God! Everyone knows who he is. You don't know how they know who he is, and it doesn't make any difference. The origin story is set and established. Done.
In a world without the internet,
yes.
How does everyone know?
Everyone still knows.
How do they know where each other are?
When you're the best.
He's calling people from a laundrette. How is news circulating?
He's a man of the people. He uses a laundrette.
There's some sort of dive bar newsletter that goes out to all patrons of dive bars all across America.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, cool news.
So how did it bear up on the rewatch? When was the last time you'd seen this?
Oh, it's been a good few years actually. So yeah, it's definitely been a good few years. So not like, God, I can't remember. It would definitely been a good few years, maybe like 6 or so years. I really enjoyed it on the rewatch. I thought it was really. I did not remember so many like great one-liners. Like obviously you expect some one-liners, but there are some absolute crazy bangers in this. Like some amazing lines, and then just some bonkers stuff of just like, what did he just say? So, and then I think just Swayze's just like. I mean, I know he said he was good, but he's so good in this, and I think for me. The way that he himself is just such a good actor, and he just comes into an action movie where, there's, obviously it was, an interesting script, let's say. And they've got, like you said, there's a few subplots that go through, but he's just amazing. Like, I think he's just so great in it. The character that he sets up, he comes into the Double Juice and he's there. He then says, he's just watching around, watching everything happen. He doesn't do anything. And you're like, he's just getting the lay of the land, understanding exactly what everyone does before, he comes in and sorts it out. And you're like, yeah. And he just looks so cool, like sitting at the edge of the bar. They obviously had that running joke all the time of, oh, I thought you'd be bigger. And, I think at the start, I feel like even though there's a few sort of bar fights, I don't think that it doesn't feel like there's that much action really at the start. Yeah. And they actually do develop the characters. Like he gets the relationship moving, that piece goes on. You've got, the other bits and pieces obviously starts developing that sort of relationship with Red. You find out a bit more about him. You find out a bit more about the town. Then they start introducing Brad and you start finding out a bit more about him. So actually it's quite nuanced. They have quite a lot of different characters, like you said, and they are building them up. And there's a few bar fights and you understand what he is. I mean, the guy, what's his name? I wrote it down somewhere. What was his name? The guy who plays the guitar. What's his name? Jeff someone, I'm sure it is. He was unreal. I was like, this guy is amazing. And you're like, oh, he's actually is Jeff Healey. There it is. Like he's a real artist, a real singer-songwriter, and actually was blind, did play the guitar on his lap. The music added so much to it. So yeah, I think it was great. Obviously, in the last half an hour, they dialed the violence and the action up to 11.
And then they start blowing shit up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it pretty much starts. Does it start before or no? And explosions are huge. They're so unnecessarily huge. It's a little barn. And you're like, why has that barn gone up so heavily?
It's a barn where they store the petrol.
Yeah. Whoa, get down. So yeah, and obviously then the monster truck as well. I mean, why are there I was like, why is this monster truck in here? And then you find out later in the scene, oh, that's why the monster truck's in it. Just to run over a load of cars. So yeah, I mean, I think the violence and the action gets dialed up to like 1 million in the last 30 minutes. And I think I was quite not that I didn't enjoy that bit. I mean, in the end of it, you just go, yeah, like you said, it's bonkers. You go along with it. But I was actually really enjoying the film up to that part as well. And they were, it is about the job that he's doing, but, you hear about what's going on, how the town is developing. You hear about, like you said, the different characters. And then you start seeing, I think Sam Elliott's character just, takes the call to him. So it's just building nicely. And there's a lot to it. It's actually quite good, and he's all about staying calm, being relaxed, not getting involved with people. And then they start finding out this backstory about what happened to him in was it Detroit or Chicago or something? And you're like, what happened?
Like Memphis or something.
Yeah. No, we obviously don't get the newsletter, so yeah. I thought even before that extra bit comes in, I thought it's actually a very good film, and then obviously the violence just goes like mental. So yeah, well, I mean, so you watched it last year and this year, so you've got very good experience of this twice in 2 years. Did it become better, do you think, this year round than last year? Has it got, I mean, without spoilers, like, is the rewatchability better?
Yeah, I mean, I think like the first time you watch it is a bit of like, just what on earth's going on here, and kind of watching it again, you can kind of appreciate, like, again, it's. I think this question will come up a lot during the entire season. Is this almost the perfect example of an 80s film?
Yeah,
because most 80s films feel like there's like one or two films kind of battling it out to actually be the film, and there is that kind of we actually just going to make like a character study of like people who have to do violent things. No, we're going to also then have some explosions and then just take it up the violence up as you say to 11. And so you just sort of go through the 80s bingo, don't you, really? Of like, I mean, monster trucks, great. Yeah, okay, we've got that. Over the top explosions, okay. Helicopter, okay. And then, just
crazy
sort of,
villain,
dude. Creepy dude with the cowboy pennant being being the mystery person who brings everything together. I was surprised almost at the beginning. There are so many more knives in this town than there are guns. And so I kind of, again, you're kind of like, is Brad running the town because he's the only one who has a gun? It's a bit like Yojimbo.
I was just about to say that.
Oh, he's the only one with a gun, and then at the end they're just like, no, everyone's got guns, everyone's got shotguns, and all of a sudden his entire plan just sort of falls to.
Is it like the booze?
Everyone's got guns.
Brad just controls everything. He controls all the guns and sells them as well. It's just mad.
He's got all the guns, and then he sells guns to the people who don't like him very much.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like, but again, you have to take out the guns, because otherwise the problems that are being made get solved too much. So then there's like lots of fights and knife fights. I mean, literally everyone has a knife.
Yeah.
It's not that there were more knives than guns. There's more knives than people. And everyone pulls out a knife. It just in these bar fights, like the fact that everyone has a knife. I mean, there is the line, it's the type of place where in the morning they're sweeping up eyeballs, which again, I feel like they did that line and they were like, what do we put at the end of this? Teeth? No, it's not violent enough. Eyeballs?
Everyone's going to say teeth.
That's a bit too violent, isn't it? No. Let's go with eyeballs.
Yeah. I guess it's a dive bar, right?
Yeah.
So you've got to take a knife to a dive bar. You never know what's going to happen. Luckily, we don't have that kind of establishment. So we just encourage fun, love, and cocktails, and obviously shattered dreams.
For all of our guests who are going to come down to the bar, don't bring your knife.
Yeah, just your shattered dreams. We'll talk through them on the podcast.
We'll slice our own olives for your drinks.
Yeah,
it's fine.
You get everything.
That's the only reason you need a knife in cocktails and shattered.
Yeah, exactly. So, do you think then? Because just going back to what you were saying about maybe is it half an hour too long or an hour too short? I think it could have been an hour longer. You're right, and we just dial the violence and the action down a little bit more. And you could have had an absolute, I hadn't even thought of that. Now you're saying that, I'm like, because I did really, really enjoy the first half. And I was like, and then I thought about it, I was thinking, there's actually some, there's a few bar fights, but the bar fights, wrap up pretty quickly. There's not really that much action. And it's more about him, his story, his journey, how he's, going from town to town, trying to get his head sorted after everything that happened in this sort of, what we don't know, but we do know.
We now have the newsletter.
We know. Oh, brilliant. But yeah, so I think I can see that happening. I could see that being like maybe an extended cut of this where we get like an extra 30 minutes or so, and then we just pull out some of the excessive explosions. The monster truck probably gets removed.
You can't remove the monster truck. Is a pivotal part of the story.
It's so crazy, and they had to obviously employ about 4 or 5 different like goons who are all about 7 feet because they're the only ones that can get into the monster truck. No one else can get in.
Well, it seems again, Brad only seems to actually have 4 or 5 goons to run the entire town. I mean, even to be fair, even the term town, I think, is a bit generous because it really doesn't seem.
Again, a JC Penney's
anywhere.
Come on, isn't that the same definition as a cathedral? Isn't it the same?
It's so crazy. You never actually see the town. Like there's the Reds place and the Double Juice, and they're just on like a dirt track. So obvious that they've just made the two places. I do. I think you could. That's the thing. Almost, I think you never actually see him use his philosophy for a start, but also like be nice. You don't. It's almost you don't. The best bit of kind of the sort of philosophy behind it is almost Sam O'Neill when he's at his bar and there's all of the soldiers. And rather than like get physical with the soldier, he like chats to him. Obviously, says, "I know you want to go and fight communists." And like pulls him down, and then his mates kind of join in, right? And so he de-escalates, but you never actually see Patrick Swayze de-escalate anything that much.
The opening scene,
every time that he has something, it ends up in a fight.
I mean, it does often end up in a fight. That is true. But the opening scene, the guy like slices him with a knife, and he's like, "I think I've got you, Doran." And then he goes, "Okay, outside." And then he escorts him outside. And he's like, "Thank you, goodbye," and then leaves. Because you think he's about to attack him, and then he doesn't.
But they've already taken the guy's knife off of him. They've already got him in a headlock. They could have just taken him outside as well. So I'm not sure.
Well, he was being nice. What is the third rule? Come on, Andy. If you're not going to abide by these laws, what is the point of them being made?
The rules seem both very broad and hugely specific.
Yes,
if I'm honest.
Very prescriptive, but also available for interpretation. Yes.
But that's also the funny thing that obviously maybe he has his rules and his education in his medical file.
Yeah.
He gives his medical file to the doctor, and then she says, "Oh, I see you have a degree from NYU." Yeah. And you're like, why would that be in his medical file?
You never know. You never know.
It's a bit random.
Yeah, you're right. He probably has the 3 rules in there, so he doesn't forget them. He gets them in the right order. He likes to prepare. He's not the best for no reason.
This is both my medical file and the first half of my autobiography that I'm writing on being.
What did you think when, and this is classic 80s, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to leave this car here," gives it to that, guy on the edge of the road, whatever, and he's like, "Hey, you can't leave it here," and he's like, "It's yours, do what you want with it." And then he unvows, he's like, "Ooh, he's going to unvow an amazing car," and it's just like a really old school Mercedes. It's just like, what?
Yeah. That was both times watching it. I'm like, what is this? What I don't understand what this car was trying to say to us.
Yeah.
I don't. That they shoot it as though it's like the greatest car of all time, and him getting in, and it's like the Ferris Bueller bit with the Ferrari,
God.
and then you're just like, was that a good car in 1989? I don't know. Like, I don't
even
get it.
Surely he would have something cooler, a bit more like, gritty. It's just, that was just so funny because I couldn't remember that. I was like, oh, because you just see the edge of the wheel as he starts pulling the cover off, and then it goes around the back and he starts pulling, and you're like, oh, what car is this? And it's like, what? It's Mercedes? What? What's going on? How much did they pay to get that? So that was random.
Maybe that paid for the movie.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, so apparently he turned down Tango and Cash for this.
I heard this. Yeah.
That's an interesting.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think I can't see Tango and Cash without Kurt Russell. Without Tango and Cash, without Kurt Russell, and you couldn't have replaced Patrick Swayze's with. You couldn't replace Sly's role with Swayze because they'd have been too similar.
No.
So I don't think. Like, I think if you'd have had Swayze in that. I don't know. What do you think? I don't think it would have worked. I think Tango and Cash, perfect with those two, Kurt Russell and Sly. And I think because Kurt Russell's a bit more gritty, is a bit more like, he is a bit more of an action movie star.
Yeah.
And so I think he holds it against Sly a bit. Like, it works well. I think Swayze is more of a, different type of action hero, right? Like, he's more, fluid,
Well, as a dancer, it is like a lot about not moving.
Yes.
And I think that's,
oh my God.
and that's like at the start, as you say, when he's in the bar, he just sort of holds himself, and he's not sort of frantic, he's not frenetic, and that obviously works to this way more than Tango and Cash, which is all like they're always moving, right? And they're always
erratic,
like the speed of it. And so, I do think it's I'm sure we'll get to it. But he is. It's a shame that obviously it didn't do very well when it came out, but I do think he is perfect for it, and it's almost like a vehicle. Funnily enough, just because of the soundtrack, I started getting like Lethal Weapon vibes, and then when you start thinking, oh, is this supposed to just be like Lethal Weapon but with Patrick Swayze, then like the PTSD and the like and like him going crazy and beating up the like doing the boxing and stuff, then I was starting to think, oh, actually, like, this seems like, is he almost in the second half, he's sort of going sort of full rigs of like the PTSD.
The Tai Chi pulls him back from full rigs, I think.
Well, he stops doing that, and so then that's when he gets super mad, right? In the second half, because he's not doing the Tai Chi, and he's sort of, and again, like that, I don't know. It's just it doesn't really work, because I don't know, that there needs to be almost more of a trigger. Like, they blow up Red's, or they basically blow up the place where he's been getting spare parts for his car, and that just makes him snap. He can't tolerate that, because where is he going to get his spare car parts?
He loves Red,
apart from the 4 other place in the town.
I did think it was strange when he organises his contract, and he's like, it'll be 5,000 up front and whatever, 500 every day, and you pay my medical bills. I was like, dude, you definitely should have got your car bills done instead of your medical bills. The car replacement is a lot worse.
You literally buy a car because you know it's going to get wrecked every day, and then I'd be like, and you provide a car.
Exactly. I guess
but that's you maybe. You need something that triggers him more, I think. Like, and maybe you need an extra, you need a scene of him and Red fishing, or you need or they both fought in Nam, or they both fought in like wherever. Like, I think even Nam's too too soon for this film.
Yeah.
But like, you need something that actually, like, his character does just almost switch on a dime halfway through the movie, where they're like, right,
I mean, Brad's blown everything up, dude. Like, come on, someone's got to stop him.
But why does he care? Why he literally doesn't care at all.
He's just a nice guy, you know. Rule number 3.
But almost that's like, going back to the sort of man with no name, Yojimbo.
Yeah,
you find out too much about him to like have like because the man with no name and Yojimbo and all of those tropes is, you don't know anything about the character. He's almost just doing it because he breezes into town, he does it, and then he breezes out. So you kind of, again, like, you find out a bit too much about him, and if you didn't, maybe it would be cool, like, better, or you then don't know enough about him to know why he really cares. And so, like, I think, again, like, it should either be 30 minutes too short or another hour long, and I would happily watch another hour of it, but like, sort of fills in between.
Yeah, for sure. I think I could definitely watch another hour of this. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. I do. Yeah, I guess they don't necessarily, see how, like, what is it that just like suddenly sent him over the edge. But I think what I do like, I mean, the redemption arc's very quick. It's sort of like, bloop, and we're through. So I mean, I guess we might as well start getting into the I was going to say the nuts and bolts of it, but I guess should it be like necks and I don't know, butts? I don't know. That's actually probably pretty apt.
Necks and kits.
Yeah. So I mean, there's lots of butts in this movie. But yeah, the neck rip. Did you? I mean, you'd have just seen it last year, so I guess you remembered it was coming. I couldn't remember who it was that he did it on.
Yeah, I remembered that it was coming, but it still is just so like out there. It's so much more violent than I think the rest of the film, because you actually see him like holding it, and then you see like she's like, "Oh my god, I'm going to go and help him," which a bit like, you're a doctor, you should probably know that he's dead, and then you like see the hole in the guy's throat as well, and you're just like, oh jeez,
that's the way it goes to 11.
That's pretty graphic.
We really should have had a category for finishing move, and that was where we'd finally got our first 100, because I don't think anyone's going to get more better than a throat pull. Yes, it is. No,
and again, it's like I think only 5 minutes before you've heard like, oh well, you just, if someone points a gun at you, then you have to tear their throat out, and then like literally 5 minutes later, someone points a gun at him and he rips their throat out. So you're just a bit like, okay, this just feels a bit too on the nose.
It's quite fun, isn't it? Because nowadays the timing would have been so much different on the scenes. Like, it would have been, he'd have like been struggling with a gun or something and then had to have done it. Whereas here, he like kicks the gun out of his hand and then goes, "Oh well, now we rip the throat out." And you're like, he just kicked the gun out of his
the gun back up.
It's true. I mean, it's just hilarious, isn't it? It's like, because I think nowadays it'd been so quick, as if like, oh my god, I had no other choice. Whereas he has so long to think about it before he goes, I am. Yeah, no, oh yeah, I've done it. Yeah, I've ripped his neck out.
But he's got the one gun that exists in the town, so I have to take them out.
Oh my god! I must say, when he goes, I know we're skipping around a bit, but when they go, the car is being driven into Brad's compound, and the henchmen are there with their guns. The poses they all choose with their guns, it's just so ridiculous. You're like, one of them's got like a shotgun and he's just sort of like almost standing holding it with like one hand, and then definitely later on, when he's searching for Dalton, he keeps switching the gun in between his hands. I don't know if you noticed this, as if he can shoot it both right and left-handed.
He's just used to having a knife. He's never seen a gun before. He doesn't actually know how they work.
Yeah.
As the car came in, they should have all been throwing knives at it, and the knives just like were bound off the car uselessly. That would have been better.
Too good. Yeah. Well, I mean, there are some. I mean, it definitely escalates horrifically high in no time. But then obviously the redemption arc. He could have done it again to Brad as well, but he lets Brad off. So he's saved, and so the doctor can stay with him. Happy ending. The end.
But Brad's still got the one gun in town, and so then he's going to shoot him, and then everyone else comes in with guns. That then they just take away. Like, I don't know where then the guy is. They basically they give them all to Red, and he just walks off carrying all these guns as the police arrive. Is he putting them under the sofa? Is he like what's happening there?
There's another giant explosion, didn't it? He should put them into like a kiln or something. That is a bit weird. Where he doesn't even run out. He walks out and he strolls straight back in
very slowly.
What did you think of the ending with them all shooting him, Brad?
I thought the ending is them in the dirtiest lake of all time having sex again, wasn't it? No,
yes.
Well, that's the thing. Like, so then you have like the townspeople who there's one scene before that shows that there's a bunch of townspeople that don't agree with what's happening, but like that's never come up before. And then you finally see the police after 7 or 8 people dying. Then all of a sudden the police turn up and you're like, oh, okay, so there are police.
But aren't they all work for
the weird
Brad?
Guy who's been squashed by the polar bear. And
was it Tigger? I think his name was, which is just crazy. We find out his name was. I was like, why have they given him his name's Tigger? Just so very random. So this was a good one I had for you actually then. So obviously there's no one like Swayze now. I think we'll both probably agree with that. But I was trying to think then, if you think about these films, you think about someone who's a good actor who can act, but does these sort of action films. I mean, we didn't get a lot of these from Swayze. Only really, I guess, this Point Break and that random scene in Tu Wong Fu. I was trying to think, is Statham the modern Swayze, but not as attractive?
No, nowhere near. That's blasphemous. Oh, I've just felt Patrick Swayze turning over in his grave.
Hey, he's all about Statham. Remember rule 3. It's all about being nice.
Be nice.
No, just let me put it to you. Hold on. So the thought I said, not as attractive. Obviously, like Swayze was a better looking man than Statham is. But you had that kind of, they're good actors. They do that holding the pose. Obviously, the type of film that Statham is given now, or that he gets in, it starts at 11 and goes up to 14. So it's not like
it goes up from there.
But if you think about Lock, Stock, like at the start, he's actually a very different type of person in that, and he's actually a very good actor. And it's only then, obviously, now that he's gone into this sort of, I'm nothing against it. I think I love Jason Statham, but he's in this sort of type of film, isn't it? And obviously he loves doing them, and they keep doing them. But I don't know. Well, who else would? Well, I guess you're saying no to Statham, but is there anyone else that would be close then to Swayze?
I mean, I would say Gosling again is probably the closest.
You love Gosling. He comes up so much.
The stillness and stuff like that.
Although
again, like he would cry too much. I mean, I think obviously with Jake that there's a likability I think about Jake, which is why I think they went for him in the remake. But I also think even in his sort of most like psychotic roles, he's almost too likable. So I do think that there's not almost, you can't kind of have an edge with him. I don't know, McConaughey, would you say like good looking, sort of can act?
Definitely as good looking, I guess, as Swayze. I don't know if he's as good.
We've not seen him go into action. You would have thought that at some stage he'll follow that trajectory where he obviously started rom-coms, then went serious. Surely a bit of action is next up for him. He's going to take over from Liam Neeson, maybe. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think you're right. I think Gosling's probably a good one as well. I think you're probably right. Gosling would be good. That's a fair. Like, he's a good actor, and he does do, the new was it The Fall Guy that he's in? Have you seen The Fall Guy?
Yeah.
I think he's pretty good in that, and he offers like a different sort of range of acting. So
yeah,
I mean, no one's
Emma
Stone close. Well, no, it's the classic.
We're back to
all roads
we're back to season 1.
Come back. All right. Well, I guess we better
But I do think, I mean, that's the thing. Like with Swayze, just to say, like that was the thing, is that he could do. It was that kind of, and obviously he didn't really do that much action after this, but he does have just the philosophical, like slightly deeper. You know, you just kind of sense that from him, that kind of, you know, and Bodhi probably is from Point Break is like the epitome of it. And maybe that's what we have in our minds when we think about it. But even funnily enough, Donnie Darko, where he like turns up then as a baddie, essentially, like you kind of, you get that sense where there's another level to him, and I do think that he always brings that. He's very good at like, there's like what he's projecting, but there is also another level, and he kind of has that through Dirty Dancing and Ghost and like all of his others as well.
It's true.
Which is difficult to do.
He was very good, wasn't he? It was a shame. We definitely lost him early. But well, we've got these little gems to still keep us going. That's the main thing.
I presume that Ghost or Dirty Dancing is going to be higher up the list.
Well, you know, you never know. I'm not going to give away the list that easily. You have to work harder for it.
So we go on to the top trumps, which it was a difficult one. Obviously, I feel like I'm a bit under pressure with my scorings.
I mean, there's been some comments.
So much.
That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
The Twitter sphere is blowing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well then.
So
let's hear them.
So first watch. So I went low with first watch. But actually, well, no, we'll scratch that because we're supposed to do first watch when it first came out, right?
Yeah. You specifically said to me at the start of the series, I'm going to do first watch, as if, because that's what you gave Usual Suspects a horrifically high number.
Yeah. So, so with that in mind,
a life change.
So I'm gonna go 68 for first watch, because I do think that it would fit perfectly into 1989. You almost, like, if you watch this at the time, you knew the type of film. It's the 80s, so there's way more boobs and there's way more explosions than there needs to be. But like that was the 80s. That's what you paid to go to the cinema for. That's what every 14-year-old boy then looked out for on cable and the video store. So yeah, I think it doesn't make any sense. There's no script there is a script because there are some great lines. But there's no plot. So yeah.
All right.
So I'm going
rewatch.
I'll go 68. Rewatch, I put it down to 59.
Man, there's going to be more uproar. I'm not really sure you get in the system. Do you want me to just help you before we start the podcast?
That's the.
If you say 100 for level of romance, I'm leaving now.
That's the second highest rewatchable so far. I don't think. I mean, I'm not going to watch this again. Yeah, Jurassic Park is.
You're not going to watch this again. Like, it's bad enough you only hadn't seen it since last year. How can you say you're not going to watch it again? My God.
This is not going to be a movie that I put on it's
already on Poppy's hit list. I know. She's keen to watch it.
So I think the Lethal Weapon thing, once I got the Lethal Weapon thing into my mind, I was like, oh, they are just trying to make this.
You know what I'm going to say?
Lethal Weapon, especially just with that like second half of the film. It feels too. I would watch if the first half of the film was just like the entire film and they just extended that. I just think it switches too much, where all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, it does switch a bit. I'll give you that. But yeah, I think you'll watch it again.
Okay, well, I will live tweet if I watch it again.
Season 8, when we do only 80s movies, this is definitely going to be on there.
But even like, that's the thing. I would watch Tango and Cash before this. I would watch Lethal Weapon before this. I think there are better versions of this.
Oh, what are you saying to yourself? This is crazy talk.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay then. Level of
On
romance.
To romance.
Your favorite.
So I think the romance. I mean, obviously it's the 80s.
Yep.
So it was romance really means sex. So you know,
they both
and
were
then
happy
not
with
being
the
good
situation. He wasn't going to stay.
Exactly, yeah.
But then did he stay at the end? Maybe he did. And he found a place that he could call home.
Yeah, and then obviously it is sex, but it's also not being good for each other, but somehow just making it work.
Oh.
I feel like that's the romance that every 80s film has.
He
it's
needs
like,
a
no, we're not
doctor.
good for each other.
Like on hand. So
having a doctor at his house would be very handy. I think if you played this film with no sound, is the biggest romance actually between Dalton and Brad? They seem to have a relationship across the water that is just very... They're always watching each other. When Brad's watching him have sex with the doc.
Yeah.
Is he watching the doc or is he watching Dalton? Yeah. I'm not sure. He goes for a drive just as Dalton happens to be doing topless Tai Chi. I think there's like a Romeo and Juliet thing, I think, between them. So.
Yeah, okay. So what did you go with then?
So with all of that being said, I went for 72 on the romance.
I cannot wait. These are supposed to be improved scores from previous. This is just to confirm.
Again, it's an 80s romance. So you know, it's a Kev romance rather than an Andy romance.
I mean, there are actual romances on the list. You don't have to think, well, this is about as good as it's going to get. I've got to give this 100.
I mean, are there going to be more comedies on here than others? But
72 feels high.
It's just underhaunted.
We'll go with it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Action.
Action. So I've gone 92.
Okay.
I don't know whether that's. I feel like there's still some that are probably more action than this on the list.
For sure, yeah.
But that's the second half of the movie, just explosions after explosions.
It is true.
When you have the double explosion, I think a double, like more than one double explosion, I think you need to go into the 90s, just from an action point of view. That's when it blows up and then they all run towards it and then it blows up again. That just shows. And there's a lot of fighting. Obviously, we put in. I think Kingsman was quite high just for the amount of fights that it had.
True.
So it needed to be way above that.
Yeah, it's a good point. Actually, didn't get the AI to do number of fights. That might be a good one to do. We know it's always spot on, so maybe I'll add that in.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
and then. Soundtrack, I went for 75.
I think that's fair.
Funnily enough, the score was kind of annoying me because, again, the score is by the same guy who did Lethal Weapon, and he basically just did the same thing. There's a lot of guitar in the background with a bit of synth, but it's not Eric Clapton doing it this time because Eric Clapton does the score on Lethal Weapon.
He does.
So, but there's a lot of good tunes, obviously, as you say, the singer's really good.
Oh yeah.
And I think, there's that's the thing, all of the action, the fact that there's the fights going on whilst he's singing, I think is funny and it sort of, adds to it all and stuff. Yeah. So, it's probably not a soundtrack I'm going to, put on the DVD, the CD player, but there's
a couple in there. I think
if we had a day at the bar,
we'll definitely
where we just played this soundtrack, would be happy.
What about Brad when you kind of get introduced to him and he's just driving along the road in the two like I feel like they use the sound really well for him because it's always like this light like funny sort of music. Like when they go to his house for the breakfast, and his girlfriend, or whoever, I think Denise it is, she's like doing the aerobic workout, and the music again is it's the same sort of music they associate with Brad, and I just think it's brilliant because obviously he's a psychopath, but they just have like this like really like I can see clearly, and you're just like, what is going on?
He's having a great life.
Of course he is.
He's
found his purpose.
He's living life.
as we heard. JC Penney's. Well, there were a lot of good lines.
Yeah.
So what line did you come up with? What was your favourite?
A lot of good lines. I went for the more I mean, you have the classics, so you have nobody ever wins a fight. I think and then you just have some really that's the only straight one I'm going to do. You have some really bizarre ones. Someone in the bar says, how about we get nipple to nipple? And she replies, I can do that without you. And you're just like, what?
It's a good retort.
Red's I got married to an ugly woman. Don't do that. Takes the energy right out of you. I think that's a classic one. As we said, the type of place they sweep up the eyeballs at the end of the night is inexplicable. I think when they're fighting and the guy says, I used to F guys like you in prison,
it's just so bonkers.
I have no idea what he means by that. Is that a power move?
I think it's like you'd be my B in prison. Like I would own you
in prison.
I feel like that is.
But then that kind of means like that he's at least somewhat attracted to him. So I think
potentially. It is a very bizarre, and it's one of those things, isn't it? You find it's almost in like super macho films or whatever, and especially in this sort of era where they say sort of things like that, and you're like, oh right, okay, yeah. So hold on, are you trying to be macho, or because you're just saying you're going to fuck me? You sure? Are you sure about this?
It's
bonkers.
So bizarrely at the end, Ben Gazzara, so Brad, says, I thought it would be fun to fight you. But isn't he like 70? Like why does he think it's going to be fun? I mean, we didn't even get into the trophy room because the trophy room is just bizarre. All the animals in there. There's a walrus. You're like, why have you hunted a walrus?
Does your favourite line involve the trophy room? Because if it doesn't, I need to say that line.
I see you found my trophy room. The only thing it's missing is your ass. Yeah. That was again a very strange one.
What does that mean? That he would love to just sit there watching his ass on his wall? He's
just going to have his ass on the wall. No. So
all right, well, what did you go with?
Some classic lines. I mean, I think it's got to be I used to F guys like you in prison as a like power move during a during a fight. That's just bizarre. So to go up against number 93 on my list. So for those playing at home, I'll just describe the mashup the AI has given us. The AI slop, I think we can all say. So they've named it Steel Strings.
Okay.
A drifting bouncer with a strict personal code is hired to clean up a corrupt, gang-controlled music bar and unexpectedly forms a bond with a street singer whose songs reflect the life he's been running from. As the bar becomes safer and their connection deepens, criminal pressure escalates, forcing both of them to confront what they truly want next. He wins the fight, but loses the girl by choice. She leaves to chase the music. He stays to keep the peace.
Wow.
I quite like that as a last line.
Yeah, that actually does sound good. I think definitely, I obviously know what film you're talking about. Huge improvement on that. And possibly a bit of additional to Roundhouse as well. Wow, that does sound pretty good.
They finish off with the last scene is a battered bar, a tuned guitar, and a man finally at rest. They've got a little bit of the 80s vibe,
film.
I think.
This is the best film that I'm glad that you went back to and went, look, I'm not happy with what you've been delivering. It's been subpar. I'm giving you 2 out of 5. Doesn't meet expectations. If you're getting a written warning, pull up your socks.
It needed 2 rewrites, 2 reprompts to get it there. And I threatened it with getting kicked off the pod, and it's really stepped up its game.
Turned it up.
So obviously, you're playing at home. You're guessing. Let's say it out loud.
Once.
Yes, it is, in fact, once.
Yes. What a film that is.
What a film. I presume that, this is going to score highly.
I should just to make sure everyone knows where I sit with this film. This was number 100 for me in Andy's.
It's the worst film
of your top 100. And remember, there are other films on Andy's lists. That's how bad this one is.
I mean, let's just say the 90s haven't been great for either of us.
So, well, you said to me last week, my first watch was too low, and my rewatchability was too high. So I've taken on that feedback. So my scoring for first watch, I mean, remember, this is your number 100. I absolutely hated this film. First watch, 8. It was horrific. Absolutely horrific. I hated this film so much. There's nothing happens. It's terrible. There's horrific music. Oh. So yeah, rewatch 5. You couldn't pay me enough money in the world to watch this again. No way. So,
okay, romance.
Surely. Obviously, there's a lot of romance in this. 86. I went for romance.
86.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Because there is a lot of romance.
That's good to kind of put a bar, because this, once is a romance film.
Yeah, exactly. And it needs to have a lot of romance.
It's pure romance.
Yeah. Level of action, obviously, pretty low. It's not really action here, apart from, his money being stolen. So 15.
What? 15?
Yeah. Do you want me to go lower?
Wow. I mean, yeah, if Kingsman has 0 for romance, I'm fairly sure that Once can have 0 for action.
I'm happy to turn it to 0 if you want to turn it to 0. Done.
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, you think that looking for Eric, you gave an 8 for action, so you think there's double the amount of action in this? Then
see, this is again, this is where your scoring's going wrong, Andy. You're overanalyzing and preparing.
If we're to play top trumps at the end of the season with these cards, we need there to be a logic to it.
All right, I'm going with 0 then. Updated live. Soundtrack. I mean, there are obviously some songs in it. I didn't really like them, but I didn't want to be too negative on that. So 47. So reasonable.
Oscar winning songs on that soundtrack.
Yeah, whatever. We know what the Oscars mean. In terms of favourite line,
and you had to rewatch the entire film just to come up with a favourite film.
The favourite line, yeah. God, can you imagine?
This is my revenge.
You fix vacuum cleaners. I've got a broken Hoover. Can you fix it? That's my favourite line. Nice. So there you go.
That's probably that. The action is probably them walking through the street with the vacuum cleaner just pulling it along, which still just makes me laugh all the time.
Well, there we go then.
Okay,
who's going to roll?
Right, I can roll. I can roll this week. Right. Confident. In my ability to win.
Yep.
First time watch.
Boom! It comes up again. It's an easy win for you.
Boom.
We've not had.
It's an easy win.
We've not had action yet, have we? Come up, and I don't think we've had soundtrack, maybe, or romance.
No, first time actually has come up quite a few times now.
We might have to start re-rolling this dice a couple of times.
Well, you know what? That's it just shows that the luck of the dice. It's just there.
Or it's weighted, or and you're deliberately doing this to win all of the rounds. Oh, dear.
Well, or the dice is actually just not very well made in actual fact, because it is a dice. So okay, well there we go. So that actually we've now got all of the scores in. So that means that you're winning 5-3 at the moment. That breaks a small streak of you you winning
pulling ahead
the last few. Yeah,
there you go, 5-3.
Yeah.
It's close.
It's getting starting to develop. So what did you have for the main character doing today, if we still had him?
Yeah, exactly. You got to presume that they're all reasonable age still active. So I just had Dalton's retired, teaching Tai Chi, probably at like a wellness centre, and it's obviously free and there's never any trouble there, obviously, because of the 3 rules. I've got the doc has found a cure for anger and helps out at the retreat. She had a lot of suspect. She had a lot of patients to test on. So it's like, this should be good. Red took over from Brad's house and just passed away in his sleep there 20 years later, looking at Brad's ass stuffed in the trophy room.
Nice.
So yeah,
nice.
That was me. What about you?
Well, I had that actually. He was now manager at the JCPenney's, and he's making sure that he's making sure nice. That sales are good. The 3 rules absolutely play into how he runs JCPenney's. Never underestimate your opponent. Someone might come in looking like they've got a lot of money, but it might be a fake credit card.
Yeah.
So don't let them buy too many clothes. It was either that or he was running a Tai Chi class, but the other instructors kept trying to take it over, and he has to fight them. And he has to fight like a 60-year-old woman who also teaches Tai Chi, who's moving in on his turf.
Yeah, it's like a violent but murder mystery for like 60-year-olds. Why are there so many eyeballs on the floor?
It's the type of Tai Chi class where at the end we have to sweep up the eyeballs.
Can you imagine? Oh, amazing.
So something that you'd change? Obviously, you wouldn't change Swayze. But anything else that you would change if you?
I did think. I mean, now that you've said about the extension, I think that would probably be the way to do it. But I basically put a little bit less violence near the end. I think it just overshadows it a little bit. But equally, I think the other solution would have been, like you said, to actually sort of extend it by half an hour to flesh it all out and just pull those violent scenes out a little bit more, so it's not just like knife into the.
I think you just had a quota of explosions and they hadn't got them in the first half, so they were like, oh, okay, well, gonna have to get in the second half. Then.
The director went away for like a week and he's like, what the hell, you filmed all the scenes and there's no explosions. What am I going to do with all this C4 that I have? Can't take it back on the plane.
That was literally the only way that Joel Silver would give them any money, was to make sure that there's a 3 explosion rule, 3 double explosions.
Nice.
Well, you see, I know that you love the Tai Chi scene, and that is basically your entire memory. But like, it should be capoeira, right? It should be like Brazilian dancing.
Yeah.
Like,
could be.
The whole dancing thing should be more into it. I think, you need, maybe he has one dance with Doc, but maybe you want to see him just have a couple more
use
moves.
Skills.
And so, I think there's just needs to be, I'm not sure when he's doing the Tai Chi, I don't see him do the Tai Chi of pulling someone's throat out. So I think then it needs to just be
you just missed
a
the
bit
end
more
bit.
of a,
he does it right at the end.
And throat. There we go.
And everyone, throat ball.
And okay, everyone,
relax.
Now we're coming to the end of the class. Grab the throat.
Doris, not literally. Stop. Oh dear.
So a couple of weird 3-star reviews. Someone said this will have plot spoilers all through it, so warning, and then didn't actually spoil the plot at all.
Nice.
which is quite funny. And then someone else said, I did not realize it was rated R when I purchased this. I do not watch R-rated movies.
Oh dear.
I gave it to a friend. I really like Sam Elliott and Patrick Swayze, so I'm sure it will be good for my friend. I did not want to rate it higher or lower, as I could not really tell. So they really like Sam Elliott and Patrick Swayze, but they do not watch our movies.
Like R-rated movies. I mean, that's probably
they
good.
Have their 3 rules,
would have ruined,
and they stick to their 3 rules.
Very good.
Rule number 1:
did you put that
do
in?
not watch R-rated movies.
Probably good, right? Didn't ruin their, view of Patrick Swayze and
yeah.
Sam
But
Elliott,
if you really like Sam Elliott and Patrick Swayze, how many other films are going to scratch that itch?
Well, they're not,
because I'm fairly sure this is the only film that they're both in. So.
I know, but I mean, can you imagine? You'd have been, if you really don't like, mature films. I mean, there are a lot of explosions, and there is a death neck pull, so it would probably put you over the edge a little bit.
I do not watch films where they rip people's throats out. Okay, then this film isn't for you.
Definitely not.
And then someone said, I only bought this as an inside joke for a friend, and that's what this movie is, a joke. It's only worth watching in order to get the Family Guy references.
Stupid.
So
don't get it.
Now
they don't understand it.
It's gone so meta that the Family Guy have an episode about it.
Yeah.
And so then people watch the film to get the jokes. But then you're like, but why? So then if you didn't get the jokes, and you wouldn't have thought the jokes were funny, so why did you then buy the?
Yeah.
Anyway,
you're getting too meta there. And remember, this was a silly review because clearly this is an amazing film.
So, number 93 on your list. I know that you were worried that you were moving a lot of films about, but
that's true.
It does seem like you really like this film.
It does.
So
it does.
What's it?
But on the flip side, I also hate trying to rework lists extensively. So it was a catch-22. I was in a tough spot. But no, I've moved it up to 48.
48?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big. I even tempted to put it up higher. I did really enjoy it. I mean, it does go bonkers for the last 30 minutes, but that is only the last 30 minutes. The rest of the film is actually pretty good. Brad as well. We didn't really talk about Brad. Brad's great in this. Like, he is so psychotic. It is crazy how mental he is. Like, the actor is just incredible. He really nails it, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is a good. Yeah, he is. Ben Gazzara is like a respected actor.
Yeah.
I think he does well.
Nice.
I mean, in the 80s, you could always expect the baddie to be good.
A little bit
there
better.
There just a lot of really crazy people out there working. So
it's a lot of things to work off. What about you then?
And he saw Patrick Swayze and thought, I could take him. I could take him in a fight.
Exactly. That's how psychotic he is. He's actually looked at the best caller in town who has he knows that he's killed one person. He then finds out he kills another person and he's like, yeah, I've still got this guy. Absolute madness.
I don't even need my gun.
Yeah,
I've got
exactly.
Spears.
Just got my trophy.
I can definitely take
him. What about you then?
Yeah, so I've put this at 94.
Yeah, okay.
So at the top of the good bad movie.
It's got to be good bad, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good bad movie. It's not a good movie. Funnily enough, as we say, I think there was potential there to make it a good movie. But then they have all the explosions. I would say fact checking the AI,
the explosions,
who I think said 2 explosions and 10 deaths.
Yeah,
there's way more than 10 deaths. There's like 10 deaths in the last scene.
Don't worry about it.
2 explosions.
Yeah.
All of the explosions contain 2 explosions. So
hey, look, you can't challenge the AI. It never comes back with fake news.
the AI has not been trained on what to expect in an 80s explosion. So whoever's training the AI, you need to get them in on some more 80s.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, 94. This is definitely the best good bad movie. So we will see. With your movies, I expect it to move up a few more places.
I imagine there'll be some more movement. For sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So awesome. So what have you got for us next week?
Well, here we go. Let's see if you can guess from this one. So the less said about this, the better. Well, more accurately, I should say, very few words spoken in this film. Don't get called out by the scorpions or the fast cars, though. There you go.
Scorpions, fast cars, no words. I mean, is this a Fast and Furious? Is this the
We finally got there. We finally got there. I know you've been waiting, and you know what I've done to you. This is just Fast and Furious 6. We're not going in at number 1. It'll be 6, then 8, then 2, then...
I'm going to look up scorpion deaths in Fast and Furious, so I know which one it is. What are the AI stats for it?
Oh yes, good point. Let's not forget those accurate statistics. So it was released in 2011. It's a drama / thriller, 100-minute runtime. Very good Rotten Tomato audience and critic score. Audience 83, critic 93. Probably, I reckon, the highest one on my... Oh, no, there is another one that's a bit higher. IMDb 7.8, so pretty good. Explosions, sadly 0. Fact checks, 100% accurate. Deaths, only 8, so not that many. No animated characters. Budget of 15 million, and it made back domestically 35 and internationally 41. So, yeah, 76 in total, more than made its money back. So there you go.
Nice. Okay, well, we'll deaths but no explosions. Definitely not Fast and Furious then. Fast and Furious has loads of explosions.
That is true.
Awesome. Well, there we go. We finish up with Roundhouse. We move on to the next. Thanks to Tom Miller for the theme song. We're just gonna pour ourselves another beer.
Yep.
And roll the dice several times just to see whether
just to check
anything other than first time and soundtrack come up. So we'll see you next week and let you know. We might have shaved down the dice by then.
So good. I just, after reading the thing, I had it on the cell, got it in Excel, and I was like, just reading it through. And then I just selected a different cell, and I was like, oh fuck, it's overlapped something else. I can't read it. And I tried to select it.
I thought you're just reading it in your head, and then that was
just get the lines through again.